Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Unity in the Heart of Austin and on Zoom. We're glad that you're here. I am Debbie Sygrist. I am your platform leader. Thank you, everybody, for setting up for me since I've been gone. Today we have the lovely Lissie Connelly here today. Let's give her a round of applause. And we have the effervescent David Rosenblatt. Yes. So he's going to start us out with, I'm glad you are here.
I'm glad you are here. I'm glad you are here. I want to share my love with you. I'm glad you are here. I'm glad you are here. I want to share my love with you. Oh, we are one. We are one. Oh, we are one. We are one. Oh, we are one. In the family of love. Oh, we are one. Oh, we are one. We are one. Oh, we are one. In the family of God. Y'all greet each other. I'm glad you are here. I want to share my love. I'm glad you are here. I want to share my love
Thank you. Now we're going to pray in. Yeah, so if you'll gather around in a circle and hold hands if you feel comfortable doing that.
Here, let me get the picture.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right.
All right, there. Good.
Perfect.
There we go.
So let's just take a deep breath and think for just a moment about all the wonderful things that have happened to you so far. And it's just 10:30. Oh my gosh, what a great day this is going to be. Thank you, precious Spirit, for bringing us all together, for allowing us this time to just let go of everything and concentrate.
Amen. Thank you, Lizzie. Let's gather now for our affirmations. We use affirmations as a tool to create our reality. Let's affirm our prosperity together. God is my instant, constant, abundant source of supply. I am blessed with health, wealth, happiness, wisdom, love, and success. Let's affirm our vision for our spiritual community together. With our thoughts, words, and actions, we make a powerful and positive difference in Austin, Texas, and in our world. And Teresa will read our daily word. Thank you, Teresa.
Okay, today's daily word is renewed for July 23rd, 2023. I am restored by the Spirit of God within me. Renewal is part of the rhythm of daily life. Eating and drinking to nourish and replenish my body, resting to quiet my mind, and sleeping after a day of activity are all ways to renew myself. But sometimes those efforts aren't quite enough to sustain me. At times when I feel drained at depth, I may need spiritual renewal. God, the one presence and power, is with me always, but it is up to me to keep my awareness of God strong. When I awaken, I say a prayer of blessing for what the day will bring. Throughout the day, I feel God's presence all around me. When I prepare for sleep, I say a prayer of gratitude for all the day has brought. In God, I am renewed moment by moment, day by day. And from 2 Corinthians 4:18, we look not at what can be seen, but what cannot be seen. For what can be seen is temporary, but what cannot be seen is eternal.
Thank you, Teresa. All right, now we have another song, Wonderful Words of Life. Would you like him to stand up?
Sure.
All right.
This is an old standard. It's about 100 years old, I think. We're going back. Isn't it? Well, no, yeah.
Maybe more.
I know. This is from the 20s. Hey, we're in the 20s. No, the 1920s, right? Anyway, you might have heard this one before. It's got a couple of chords and lines, but it's weird. I decided to do this because this is not a song, but and I saw Lee Anson out the order of service thing. That was an example song over the end. I said, well, I was planning on playing that anyway. Must have been some synchronicity. Yes. Sing them over again to me, wonderful words of life. Let me more of their beauty see, wonderful words of life. Words of life and beauty, teach me faith and beauty. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Verse 2. Words of promise for all mankind, wonderful words of life. Bringing comfort and peace of mind, wonderful words of life. Promises to cheer me, words I treasure dearly. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Words of wisdom enrich my soul, wonderful words of life. Ever strengthen and make me whole, wonderful words of life. Gives of wisdom thrilling, thirst for truth fulfilling. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Lissie Connelly. I am the president of the board of trustees of Unity in the Heart of Austin. Such a lofty, vaunted position. I'm so proud of myself. Joni Lorraine was going to speak today, but she lost like a soul friend this week, and so she's dealing with that. So Debbie asked me if I would fill in, and of course, if you know me at all, you know that I'm willing to talk your arm off about, about things that I'm interested in. So that's what I'm going to do today. The last time I spoke, it was a kind of right now. I realize that many of the problems that we're dealing with right now are because of unregulated capitalism. And just the idea that whatever makes the most money is the best thing to do. And I must say that I am a capitalist myself. I'm a business owner. We have a masonry contracting business, small business. And although I am half owner, I am more of a consultant. So I get to kind of, back off and think of, what should we do? While Jim is on the front lines with the suppliers and the labor and all of that stuff, transportation. So that, just to be honest, what I do day to day is whatever I want to, and I sing for people in assisted living. Most of them are people who have memory problems, and I do this. There are a couple of places that pay me to do this. I'm doing it for free today. So what I wanted to talk about was the title of the talk is How Should We Live? And I'm on Facebook all the time, I'll just admit it. And one of my favorite things is just to see little quotes that people, put in and things that people think are important. And there was one, I love science fiction, and my favorite subgenre of science fiction is time travel. And so somebody put up a little meme that said, in time travel books, or time travel stories, the people are always terrified that they're gonna do something that'll change the whole future, okay? And really they're like, safeguards and plans and all kinds of things, trying to avoid that happening. I think it's my daughter. Hi. But, so they said, in time travel novels, they're always terrified that they're going to change something that'll obliterate the future, it'll change everything. And, but nobody ever thinks about doing something small today that will change the future. And this is what we're kind of dealing with right now. Is what can we do today that will make the future that we want? Okay? So that's what I want to talk about today. First of all, how do you figure out what is the future you want? And how do you get there? So we're going to do both of those things. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about vision versus goals. Now, the very capitalistic and, I must admit, Virgo way of doing things is to make a nice little list. This is what we're going to do. We're going to hit this number. We're gonna do this many times. We're going to take out the garbage, and if we accidentally do something that's not on the list, we add it to the list so we can check it off. So that's the way it's done, right, in America. So my late mother-in-law was, a spiritual omnivore. She loved all the different religions. She taught Kabbalah, and she had a guru, and so her guru, one of her gurus, was a man named Harinder Singh, who was just fantastic. And he said this. He said, have a vision and not a goal. Because if you have a goal and you reach that goal, number one, it's not going to make you as happy as you think it's going to. And number two, then what are you going to do? He had a vision that he was going to talk to everybody in the world. He was going to teach everybody in the world. And so if he was in a room and he was speaking to 100,000 people, like in a stadium or something, that was fulfilling his vision. And if he was in a room and he was talking to 5 people, that was fulfilling his vision. So I think it's important to have both. To have the big picture, the vision, and then to have, like, today. What are we doing today? So when we're thinking about that big picture, what we want, and I'm speaking especially to people who are either retired or who are about to be retired, because you really can do whatever you want. You don't have to. You got to take care of yourself. You got to, get up, take a shower, brush your teeth, that kind of stuff. But besides that, your time is pretty much your own. So how are you going to fill it? And so I just took a little look at what, not what would Jesus do, WWJD, but what did Jesus do, WDJD. So the things that Jesus did were, number one, he healed people. Everywhere he went, he wasn't just teaching, he was also healing. Everywhere he went, like even out in the street. He'd be walking by and somebody would just like come up to him and say, hey, Master, my daughter's sick, or hey, Master, I really think that you could heal me. And he would tell me, you know, you're either he would do it, or he would say, okay, you just did it. Just by saying that, you know, just by having faith that this is going to happen, you just did it. It's done. So he was not only healing people, he was also encouraging them. Okay? And this is my ministry right now, encouraging people. And the way that I do it is like yelling at women my age that they look fantastic. You know, that I'm crazy about, I am crazy about that dress. Just stuff like that. You have no idea. And it's just kind of a golden rule thing, you know. That's exactly what I want people to do to me. You know, just tell me you're doing great. You've got this, girl. You know, this is wonderful. So that kind of thing, encouraging. The other thing he did was he fed people like food, because he knew people were hungry. How many people right now are, you know, within a square mile of this place are so hungry they can't think? You know, there's lots of them. We went one time when our church was on Del Curto, we had a friendship barbecue, and we got way too much barbecue. And so we took it down to, somebody said, well, we could take it to those people that live around the Doherty Arts Center. And there was a bridge there, and it was before they built all that stuff around Palmer Auditorium. And so it was real foresty and stuff. There were places where you could camp, nobody could see you. And so we went and we took that food, and you know, a guy came up to see what was going on, and we said, y'all want some barbecue? And he said, yeah, we'll take some barbecue. So they helped us carry it, you know, and they just came out of everywhere. I'll never forget that. My whole life, I'll never forget that. Just how much. And then they had a party. You know, it wasn't like we were just handing them a sandwich. You know, they were going to have their friendship party with our leftovers. You know? So that's a way to think of it. So when you're thinking about what your vision is for your life, I have a few lovely quotes from Jesus. I always like to go to Jesus first. If you haven't studied the Bible very much, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the first four Bibles, first the New Testament, have the stuff that Jesus said and did. All the other books are either written by the Apostle Paul, and he was a church builder. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to get groups of Christians together to form churches. So some of the stuff he says is not quite on the mark as far as I'm concerned. But if you want to find out what Jesus did, I think there's nothing wrong with that. And they're, you know, these first four books are fantastic. Jim read when you read the whole Bible.
Yeah.
He read the New Testament, and he said, you know, only 4 of these books are Jesus. There's a whole bunch of books in the New Testament, but only 4 of them are Jesus.
The middle is good.
So-
The Living Bible is good.
The Living Bible, yeah. So John 10:10 is one of my absolute favorite verses, and it says this: the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came so that they would have life and have it abundantly. So he's talking about this word, abundance, that we discuss all the time. And we don't know what it means necessarily. And so that's what he wants us to have. Then he also says this, Matthew 7:7. See, John 10:10, Matthew 7:7. Easy to remember. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be open to you. So he's saying, like, no matter what it is you want, you can have it. And then This is a classic. It's kind of long. So do you mind me reading it? You okay? All right. It's Matthew 6:25 through 34, and it's from this version of the Bible called the New American Standard Bible. For this reason I say to you, do not be worried about your life as to what you will eat and what you will drink, nor for your body as look at the birds of the sky, that they do not sow, nor reap, nor gather crops into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more important than they? And which of you, by worrying, can add a single day to his lifespan? And why are you worried about clothing? Notice how the lilies of the field grow. They do not labor, nor do they spin thread for cloth, and yet I say to you that even Solomon in all his glory clothed himself like one of these. Not even Solomon. But if God so clothes the grass of the field, which is alive today and tomorrow is thrown into the furnace, will he not much more clothe you, you of little faith? Do not worry then, saying, what are we to eat, or what are we to drink, or what do we wear for clothing? For the Gentiles eagerly, that's us by the way, the Gentiles, the Gentiles eagerly seek all these things, for your heavenly Father knows that you need all these things. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. And then there's another version that I got, the New Century Version. I found this website that's like every translation of the Bible in it. The New Century Version says, seek first God's kingdom and what God wants. Then all your other needs will be met as well. So what he's saying is, don't be such a capitalist. You know, I mean, one of the things that our system is based on is the idea that it's a zero-sum game. You know, if I get this, you can't have it. You know, and if I'm not as successful as I can be early in my career, then I'm never going to have anything. You know, these are the beliefs. You have to like fight your way to the top, and that's just not it. It's not where it's at. So there was a wonderful Saturday's daily word. The affirmation was, I focus my attention on the truth of God and trust the best outcome is on the way. So what we're saying here is, before you make the list, before you start checking things off, go to God first. So if that means first thing in the morning, you meditate. If that means okay, so here's a little confession. I wake up at dawn. I wake up at dawn not because I like to wake up at dawn, but because my window faces the east. So at a certain time in the morning, sunrise, I wake up. And I lay in bed and I read a book. And it's almost always something fun. Right now I'm reading The Brave Little Toaster.
That's good.
Which is a fantastic book. But I read for however long it takes Jim to come and give me my coffee. This is excellent. This is an excellent plan. But what if, after Jim gave me my coffee, instead of getting up right then, I just spent 10 minutes in meditation? I don't know. Maybe I'll try it tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how it works. But what I have been doing is sitting still for 10 minutes before I do my emails, before I go through my emails, you know? And just sitting still for 10 minutes. I'm not talking about meditating for 8 hours or, you know, going on a silent retreat or, you know, I don't know, however you do it. chanting for 45 minutes or whatever. I'm talking about 10 minutes to just sit and be quiet. And my mind works so hard all the time that I have to actually silently chant Om Namah Shivaya. And when I forget and I start thinking about BTS, which is what usually happens, I come back and I start chanting again. And this is something that I learned just recently. I don't remember where I learned, but it works really well because it's all in here. It's all in here. I want to. Okay, so vision. First, you got to have vision. And the way you get that is by going to God to get clear. Okay? And you might just ask for clear guidance. Jim and I, we're idea people. We have ideas all the time. We are inundated with ideas. And so we don't always know what the best thing to do would be. And so what we do is we ask for clear guidance. And a lot of times that means that we get on our knees and pray together. That kind of, I think getting on your knees kind of shows you that you're serious about it. You know, you're not just going to like say a little prayer in passing. I'm serious. As the years have gone by, I've had to put a pillow under my knees. I don't just get on the floor anymore. But we ask for clear guidance. What? Not just some guidance. You know, if it's not clear, we're not going to see it. Right? And then, let's see, there was something else. Oh, you know those 12 powers that Charles Fillmore came up with? So of the 12 powers, I was trying to think, what powers would we use? Which of the 12 powers would we use to create our vision of life? What would those powers be? Well, of course, imagination is one of them. You've got to be able to see it in your mind. And then faith is another one. You want to be able to hang on to that idea. Jesus said, you know, if you had just the faith of a mustard seed, you could tell that mountain to move and it would. So he's saying that's how important faith is. And then I was thinking, well, you know, zeal would help. Being enthusiastic about what you're doing would be helpful. And will would also be helpful, just to like stick to it, right? Do you know that all four, Fillmore imagined that each of those powers was located somewhere in the body, like it was represented by an area of the body. You kind of use the chakra system loosely, but all four of those powers are in your brain, somewhere in your brain. So that's how powerful your mind is. That's how powerful your thoughts are. So again, you know, if you're thinking about changing the future, it's all in here. It's all in here. All you have to do is connect to God first. Where is God?
Everywhere present.
Everywhere present and within. Exactly. So we've got the Christ Spirit in here. We've got God all over here. God knows everybody. God knows everything that's happening. So anything that you have in mind, God can fix it up for you. Okay? And Jesus said, just do it. Just ask. You know? Tony used to say, the door you knock on is the one that's going to open. I love that. It's a totally different way of looking at it, you know? Knock and the door will open. Well, what door are you going to knock on? Well, whichever one you knock on, that's the one that's going to open. And so when we're thinking about something, we're knocking on the door. whether it's good or bad. I have to give you I have to do an ad right now for this is a little commercial break for truthunity.net. I know I've shoved this down your throat every single time I talk because it's such an incredible resource. Truthunity.net has this, yesterday I found this book that's called Prayer in the Marketplace. And it's a bunch of essays taken from this magazine that Unity used to publish called, S.com wrote a essay called Words That Can Change Your Life. And he said two things that really kind of grabbed me, and then I'm gonna read his whole thing that he wrote, or a passage from his thing. Y'all don't let me talk too long. Just start closing your eyes if you want. He said this: when you're trying to figure out what you want to do, don't mistake an emotion for inner conviction. Don't mistake an emotion for inner conviction. So, like, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, look at that, so exciting, I gotta get into that, that could just be excitement. Don't mistake it for true passion. What you're going to find is that if you have inner conviction about something, you're going to keep doing it, right? Have you ever started a project and not finished it? Have you ever started learning something and just kind of let it go? That's what he's talking about. And consistency is the keynote to success. He wrote this in 1950. Consistency is the keynote to success. So, here's what he said, words that can change your life. The truth student knows, that's us, truth students. The truth student knows these positive statements as affirmations and denials. He affirms the good and denies the evil. And in this method, there is almost fantastic achievement. Let a man be ever so ill or hopeless or discouraged or frustrated or unsuccessful or unhappy, and let him place a curb upon his words so that every statement he utters or thinks is positive. And then slowly, steadily, inevitably, the black shadow disappears, grows smaller, smaller, and then vanishes utterly. There could be no blackness where the sun shines unimpeded. Has he merely hypnotized himself into believing what is not so? Is he ill but believes himself well? How many of y'all have thought about denials this way? Where you're just like, that's not happening. Are his circumstances unaltered, but he merely tells himself they are altered? If this were so, it would be a mockery, but it is not so. The human mind, wherein dwells the unlimited power of God, has the power to effect all changes, material and spiritual. It commands the body, and the body obeys it. It commands circumstances, and the circumstances are altered. It is not the mind that does this. It is not the man that does this. It is the power of God that dwells within the mind and the heart, and what that does it. Said Jesus, I can of myself do nothing. The Father abiding in me doeth his works. Do you feel kind of, whatever. Hey, Jesus was telling the truth. Yes, Jesus was telling the truth. So we're creating a vision. We're going to God first to get clear. Now we're going to make our plan. Okay? And this is something that I have learned. I've been learning this for many, many years. So I'm going to tell it to you now, and I don't expect you to put it into practice right now because it took me, 20 years. Okay? I gained a whole lot of weight when I had Marilyn. I had always struggled with an extra little 20, 25 pounds, 30 pounds. When I got too fat, I would go on a diet, whatever diet was popular, cabbage soup, all of those things, vegetarian, whatever, and lose the weight. And then I would gain it back over the years. But when I had Marilyn, I was like, well, whatever I do, I'm going to eat fat. So I might as well just eat everything I want. And I got really big, really big. And so I stayed that way for several years. And then I found this, I prayed for it. Eat the same way every day. There are no cheat days. You leave certain foods out, you bring certain foods in, you eat a whole bunch more of one kind of food than another one. And I lost all that weight that I've been carrying for 5 years, 6 years. I lost it all in 6 months. And I'm talking from 220 to 135. They only wanted me to lose 2 pounds a month or something like that. And to me, that's just like the, what do you call that? The
Margin of error.
Margin of error, exactly. So, anyway, so I've been eating that same way all the time. And, you see how large the child is now. She's 26, I want to say. Yeah. And what I did was the same thing every day. The same thing every day. Consistency is the keynote of success, right? So why can't I do this the same way every day, or that the same way every day? Why can't I put this as a, as a priority, or that? So what I'm learning today is how to do a little bit every single day. No days off, no cheat day, And I have a friend that I talk to every week, and we say the things that we want to do, and we make a list, and then we report to each other the next week how we've done. No judgment. She'll say that she's writing a novel. She'll say that she wanted to write on her novel for 15 minutes 3 times. Well, she only did it once. Well, okay. Let's try it. So that's what we're doing. And what I have learned is my vision for myself going forward. As you know, I sing to old people all the time. Some of them not much older than me these days. There are people that have scoliosis so bad that they're like walking like this. There are people who are way overweight. There are people who just, they're not strong. And so I thought, after seeing all these people, I thought, I only have like 30 more years to live, maybe. And so what am I waiting for? I want to be strong. I want to be straight. I want to be smart. I want to be, those are the main ones. I have a couple more. Slender, of course. They're all S words. And the strong one, what I love to do when I'm accomplishing something, when I'm, writing or doing anything like that, I like to wait until the very last minute. The last possible moment. Apparently I get a big payoff in, thrills, adrenaline. And so what my mother tried to teach me was do a little bit every day. So like I'm exercising every day. I'm lifting weights, or I'm walking, or I'm you know, going to the, I got a new app that's wall Pilates. Have you heard of wall Pilates yet? Oh my gosh, it's crazy. You stand up against the wall, you do what they tell you for 12 minutes, and you can barely walk away. It's nuts. And I've been lifting weights. I've decided that what personal trainers are for is to make you keep doing reps. You know, one more rep, a little bit heavier weight, and then they tell you the exercises to do. So I feel like I can do that. So I'm training my arms, and yesterday, Roberta, my Scion, we moved that piano from over there to over here. Over steps, up steps, down, up a step, down a step, across the courtyard, into the room, and man, I felt great after. I'm still talking about it. Thank you so much. Leverage, we did. We used leverage. Luckily, Roberta knows how to move stuff. I would really suggest if you need advice on like practical math. So, make a plan. Let go of how exactly it's going to come to be. Okay? It's going to come to be, right? But it's not always going to happen the way you think. Seriously. So, just let go of it. Go with that. Let go and let go. It's going to happen. I'm going to do my little part every day and keep my eyes open for other opportunities, and then it's going to happen. Speak it, think it. So, do I have anything else about affirmations? I do. So this book right here, The Handbook of Positive Prayer by Hypatia Hasbrook. If she is yours kind of
It's,
older?
newer.
Oh, newer. So you can get this book on Amazon. You can get it for $14. Or you can get it for, yesterday when I looked, you could get it for $2.60. But this little book, this is the very first class I went to when I joined Unity. She taught it, Hypatia Hasbrook. She was a professor at Unity School. And kind of a no-nonsense lady. It says Melissa Lewis. That's how old it is. That's not even my name. But she has like all the ways that you can pray. She has to pray constantly. You want to pray constantly? She's got a way you can do that. She's got a way you can. She has this amazing 7-step prayer model that you can use to just like take care of everything. She has active denial, burnings, scriptural affirmations, all kinds of visioning exercises, standards for guidance, confirming guidance, a confirmation technique. And for those of you who grew up Catholic, she has the 9-hour novena. So you do like at the beginning of every hour, you do your little novena, and it's amazing how many things you can let go of just like praying about it through the day. I was married to a Catholic. We had novenas all the time, different things. So one of the things that she has in here is the all-purpose denial. And denials are the things that really trip us up the most, I think. We want to say affirmations because they're so positive and all that stuff. But denials kind of set you up for the affirmation. So here's her all-purpose denial. This, whatever this is powerless to take or keep my good from me. Whatever it is, it's powerless to take or keep the good from me. Because there's only one power, right? God. So whatever else is going on is not, it doesn't have any power. And then she also has a whole list of different affirmations that you can use if you don't want to write your own affirmations. You can do these. Divine, this is one for harmony. Divine love establishes understanding, joy, and peace in my heart. Beautiful. So, get this book. So the last thing I want to tell you, I want to do another little, commercial here for our mastermind group. So on Tuesday evenings at 5:30, we meet on Zoom, and we have a mastermind group. And what the mastermind group is, you make your request, and the group sees it coming to fruition for you. When you think, I don't know if this is going to work. You know, everybody has their little doubts. And what Mastermind does is you hear somebody else reflecting to you the desire of your heart. And it also works on the level of two people agreeing on something, you know, manifesting in the world, as Jesus said it would. So, come to Mastermind. So, just think about, you know, ask God for guidance in what your life is going to look like, what your future is going to be, what it is that you can do today to bring forth this vision that you create. And then use these little tools, the affirmations and denials, the mastermind. By the way, if you can't come on Tuesday at 5:30, you can start your own mastermind. If you want some help, just let me know. I'll assist you in this. And meditates regularly, has regularly meditated for the past year, and I'm the only one who hasn't. But I'm finding that when I can just sit still for 10 minutes, what I do is, this is my little trick. I tell my phone, hey Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes. And that's what I do. And I chant, I sing it. I don't know if I sing the right tune. What's the tune of it?
There is tons of
Tons of them?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the one I sing. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. It's sort of like Go Tell It Rhodey.
I'm going to do the mantra in just a moment.
Okay, good.
Slightly different than that, but
Good.
it's one I just made up.
So that's what I wanted to leave for you today. It's just make a vision. You know, go to God first. With God's help, make a vision. Do what you need to do to clean out your doubt. Do your affirmations and your denials. And do a little bit every day. And always do your best. This is from Don Miguel Ruiz. Is that the fourth agreement that you never can remember? Yeah.
The order.
Always do your best.
Your best.
And y'all are already fantastic. Think how awesome you're going to be in the future. All right, thank you. What are we doing now? Are we meditating? Yeah, we're meditating. So just Relax into that peaceful feeling that the music has created. And feel your energy going out to the right and to the left. To embrace the people around you with love, kindness, peacefulness. And allow yourself to feel that kindness and peacefulness coming back to you. And as we circulate this feeling around our room here, we also allow it to spread beyond these walls to all the people here at Casa de Luz right now. To the people who live in the apartment building next door. We wish happiness, abundance, and love for them. And to all the people in the park, all the people who are in downtown Austin, may they feel peace, may they feel love, and may they feel happiness today. We thank you, Spirit, for this resource that we have to reach out to all those around us with love. Thank you, God.
We're going to gather our gifts and our tithes and our offerings. Here she is. And so we're going to say this together, our prosperity affirmation. Divine love blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you. So everybody stand up, form a circle.
Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.